What if we could erase diseases passed down through families gone with just one treatment? Sounds like sci-fi, right? Well, it's not anymore. Scientists have actually done it. They've found a cure for devastating genetic conditions like sickle cell anemia. But hold on, because the story is far from over. What's coming next could flip our understanding of medicine and even humanity on its head. And parts of it, honestly, they're pretty shocking. For millions of people around the globe, life is a constant fight against their own body, their own DNA. Think about diseases like sickle cell anemia or beta thalassemia. They often mean a life filled with pain, endless trips to the hospital, and always living with the fear of what tomorrow might bring. Take sickle cell. It twists red blood cells into a sickle shape. These cells then block blood flow, causing awful pain, damaging organs, and cutting lives short. For so long, all doctors could do was try to manage the symptoms, giving some relief but never a real cure. Families could only watch and hope for a miracle. Well, that miracle? It finally has a name. And that name is Casgevy. It's the first medicine using CRISPR technology approved to treat sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia. Now, this isn't just some new pill. It's a game changer, offering a real, permanent cure by fixing the problem right in the genes. The tech behind it, CRISPR-Cas9, is often called genetic scissors. A cool way to say it lets scientists make super precise changes to DNA. So how does Casgevy work? Doctors take a patient's own blood stem cells. Then, in the lab, they use CRISPR to edit a specific gene in these cells. This little edit helps the cells produce healthy hemoglobin, that is the stuff in our blood that carries oxygen. These newly healthy cells are then put back into the patient. Once they settle into the bone marrow, they start making normal red blood cells. Basically, it cures the disease at its source. The results? They've been amazing. Many patients are now free from the terrible pain that used to rule their lives. Casgevy's approval isn't just one win. It's a huge turning point, signaling a whole new age in medicine. For the very first time, we've got something that could give a one-shot, lifelong cure for diseases passed down through families, basically by rewriting our DNA. Research highlight. Just let that sink in. Conditions that used to be a life sentence might soon be treatable or even preventable. This breakthrough blows the doors wide open for CRISPR to take on so many other genetic disorders. Think cystic fibrosis, muscular dystrophy, Huntington's disease. Research highlight 1. Scientists are already looking into how it could help fight cancer, infections like HIV, and even tricky conditions like Alzheimer's. Research highlight. And the speed this is all happening at? It's incredible. Going from a lab idea to an approved treatment in a little over 10 years is just fantastic. We're right on the edge of a medical revolution. Okay, so we're celebrating this amazing step forward, but we also have to face some pretty big questions. And yes, some shocking issues that come with being able to edit DNA. First off, the price tag is mind-blowing. Casgevy, for example, costs millions of dollars for just one patient. Now, some places, like the NHS in England, are trying to make it available, but what about everywhere else? Are these going to be cures just for rich people, creating a world where some are genetically better off than others? Plus, you need special clinics and experts to even deliver these treatments, which makes it even harder to access in many parts of the world. Then there are the things we just don't know biologically. CRISPR is super precise, but it's not perfect. There's a risk of off-target edits. Basically, mistakes where DNA gets changed in the wrong place. These could have totally unpredictable and harmful effects, maybe even causing new problems like cancer. Even when the edit is on target, things can still go wrong, like causing big chunks of DNA to be deleted. We're still figuring out the long-term effects of messing with our genes. Could there be problems that only show up years or even generations later? And this brings us to the really deep ethical questions. Casgevy and treatments like it right now only change somatic cells. That means the changes won't be passed on to kids. But what if this tech was used for germline editing? That's changing sperm, eggs, or embryos. Those changes would be passed down, forever altering the human gene pool. On one hand, this could wipe out hereditary diseases before a baby is even born. But it also throws open a scary door to designer babies, where we could pick and choose traits for enhancement, not just for health. Where do we draw the line between curing a disease and trying to perfect humans? The chance of this being misused, of making social inequalities even worse, is a massive concern that we're only just starting to deal with. So there's no doubt that CRISPR-based cures like Casgevy are one of the biggest scientific wins of our lifetime. They bring hope where there used to be very little and point to a future where many genetic diseases could be a thing of the past. But having this kind of incredible power also means we have a huge responsibility. We're stepping into a brand new world full of amazing possibilities, but also some really complex and, potentially shocking hurdles. Figuring out how to make these treatments accessible and safe and tackling those tough ethical questions about editing our very own DNA, that's going to take a lot of thought countries working together and a real open conversation with everyone. The future of medicine has arrived, but how we decide to use it and who actually benefits from it are questions we all need to answer. So what do you think? What are your biggest hopes or maybe your biggest fears when it comes to gene editing? Do you think the good stuff outweighs the risks? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. And hey, if you learned something from this video, a like, share, and subscribe would be awesome for more deep dives into the future of science and medicine.